Jordan, I know you're in your first year here, but I know last year, stopping the run for this defense was a big issue. And look, it's just one game, and it's not like you hadn't had your moments stopping the run, but that had to have been a little discouraging. There's a lot of football. If we're not even at the halfway point of the season, you're still 3-2, but it's pretty discouraging about the way how things went down defensively against the run. Is there, I don't know if panic's the right word, but a sense of, or worried about it a little bit, or what's your take on that whole thing?
I definitely believe we need to have more sense of urgency as far as stopping the run, as far as from the weeks on. But as far as this past week, I just felt like as a defense, we did have a lot of errors, myself included. I feel like I missed a couple key calls I should have been making out there on the field, changing up the line stunts and stuff like that. So like on my behalf, I think I didn't perform well, and that led to my defense not playing well all around. But definitely, one big thing was stopping the run, and that's something we did not do. We need to establish ourselves up front more with our front seven, and just come to play the next games. But definitely this game, we kind of had like a little setback. But I plan, in this New Mexico game coming up, we're just gonna have a major comeback, this upcoming week.
Look, it's football. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. But what do you think? Was it just part of the game to Texas State do some different things, or what do you attest to maybe some of those missed calls, or just, not just you personally, but just the whole defense, maybe just not having it all together? What would you put your finger on there?
Well, honestly, like when some of the things that we've seen in practice, they came out, they kind of changed things up a little bit. It was a little bit different, like different formations, stuff like that, different keys to read. So as far as that stuff goes, it was a little bit different. But that's not an excuse. It was just one of those things. We just we made our adjustments, but we didn't execute as how we were planning on, and that's one of the things we fell short on. I feel like this past week. So that's one of the things we definitely got to prove on. This with that game delay kind of threw everybody off a little bit because people weren't sure if we were still going to play or not. Things like that. But you got to react to adverse situations, and when that happened, I feel like that kind of threw us off a little bit. But again, that's not an excuse. We just need to come out next coming week, not this week, but the week after, and just play a better game.
What did you do for that 3.5 hours? That's the entire time you can play your game. What did you guys do? Just kind of sit around? You obviously try to stay loose, but it's not like you can go in your indoor like you can here during those delays, and those delays weren't as long anyway. But what did you guys do? What did you do
we just kind of sat down, drew different formations that we were seeing out there, just going over adjustments and checks and stuff like that. But that was like kind of within that first hour. That the second hour and the hour after that, it was just kind of sitting around, stretching, just kind of talking, just really just trying to get our mindsets to stay in it. But it's kind of hard with that delay. It was something different that we all never really experienced. So it was just kind of a lot of it's time to kill talking and stuff like that. But we did go over a lot of checks and adjustments and stuff like that. But it definitely had a little bit of an effect on us because people were mindsets kind of shifting and stuff like that. So it kind of hurt us a little bit.
All right. We hope to get out of the bye week. I know you'll be practicing. I know, and there's work to be done. It's not like you're got a week off of football, but do you hope to maybe catch a little more college football or relax a little bit more? Do you have any plans, anything big going on for the bye week this week?
Well, for myself, I just want to study, execute my assignments, just become a better football player. I feel like as a defense and a whole team, that's one thing we need to do with the bye week, get a lot of guys healthy. Some guys are banged up a little bit, so that's our key focus is just getting healthy and then just getting better at what we do. And just plan to come out the week after, a lot healthier team and just ready to execute and do our jobs.
All right. I got to ask, the haircut is sharp, man. I've been meaning to ask you about that. Is that something you've had for a while or came up with? Tell me the story behind that, if there is a story.
Well, I had it. I first started growing it like my sophomore year in high school, and it's just one of those things that kind of stuck with me. After a while, it just became my trademark. Coaches kind of remember me, because when you go to all these different camps and seeing all these different kids, you kind of don't. Everybody's face kind of blends in after a while, and then you kind of see something different, then you kind of, and something special about this particular player, then you kind of remember him. Maybe it might be the hairdo or whatever. So that's kind of one of the things that's kind of stuck with me since like sophomore year in high school. I just kept it, So.
Is there a name for it?
I just call it a mohawk.
Right.
I heard they call it a fro hog and stuff like that. So there's different things, but it's just me, just my trademark. So.
Right. Plan on keeping it then. Is there any chance that we might see something different, or are we going to see this for a while?
I'm gonna have it for a while. Just keep it a little more groomed up and stuff like that. I just came from class, so I was looking a little rough, but definitely.
All right.